Hey, welcome to the Business Beauty Network podcast where business meets beauty. I'm your host, Brandy Taylor. Welcome. I'm super excited to have you here. We have an awesome episode in store for you. I've been in this industry for over 16 years, and it is my goal to bring thought provoking conversations from business and beauty professionals to help us grow our business and expand our minds. And as I would say, it's not just lipstick, it's business. So we mixed in a little fun and we drop episodes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can also subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, anywhere that you listen to your podcast as well. So make sure you check us out there and listen to it and subscribe there. Also, click the bell in YouTube so that you don't miss an upload. You also want to make sure that you check out our podcast on our website at businessbeautynetwork.com. You can email us at hello@businessbeautynetwork.com. We are super excited to have you a part of this community. And here is welcome to the podcast. A new day, a new week, and a new episode of the Business Beauty Network podcast. Welcome. Hey, everyone. I am super excited to share today's episode with you. I have an awesome guest in store for you today. But before we get into that, make sure that you are subscribed to the Business Beauty Network podcast wherever you're listening. It's totally free. So wherever you're listening, click subscribe, follow, but make sure that you are connected to us. As well as if you are enjoying the podcast and it's impacted you in any way, or you just really enjoy listening to the interviews and the show, then make sure you leave us a review on Apple. That'll help other people to find us. So a 5-star review will be greatly appreciated. So definitely leave us a review on Apple so other people can find us. And check out our website at businessbeautynetwork.com. You can definitely connect with us there. You can connect with us on all social media outlets, and you can connect with me at I am Brandy Taylor on Instagram and Facebook. So definitely let's connect. I'm on Threads too. I'm trying that whole thing out. But I really haven't, I don't know if Threads is going to be a thing, but yeah, definitely connect with me for sure. And I'm super excited to share today's episode with you. But before we get into the guests and all the awesome things I got coming up for today, I wanted to share what I've been thinking. And I just really had this thought because I've been going through some things. I would say the last year I've been through a lot, and I thank God I don't look like what I've been through. And one thing that I learned through the journey that I have come through is that I'm learning not to allow my feelings to control me too much. I'm learning not to be moved by how I feel, because I used to hear that all the time. Like, you don't want to be led by your feelings. But as a woman, oftentimes women are emotional beings, and and oftentimes we are led by our feelings. Like, we do a lot of things by how we feel, right? But sometimes your feelings can have you on different highs and lows and all over the place, right? If you allow them, right? So if you allow your feelings to control everything, that can be a bad thing. Especially like I said, as women, we go through hormones and different things go on. And I just learned that no matter how I feel, right, I have to still remember what I know. So, in spite of how I feel, I have to remember what I know. And that's why sometimes you have to remind yourself of who you are. You have to affirm who you are. And you have to speak life over yourself and speak it into existence, into whatever situation you have going on, in spite of how you feel. Because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't, right? Right. And because it's like that, if you allow your feelings to lead you, you can, like I said, you can almost be crazy, because it's like highs and lows, and you're in the middle and all of that. And so I'm really learning that in spite of how I feel, in spite of how I feel, I still have to get up. I still have to keep going. I still have to deliver on excellence in every area of my life in spite of how I feel. And it's not always it's not always as bad as you feel. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just you just feel bad, and you may feel better tomorrow. And that's why you can't allow your feelings to lead you too much, right? And to a certain extent, like I said, there's always an exception to the rule, but I'm really learning that, and that's just been a life lesson for me. So I thought I'd share it on today. But I'm super, super excited about today's guest because she created a solution for us. Once again, I always love entrepreneurs that create solutions for us. Instead of just talking about it, be about it, become the solution, right? Instead of just always talking about the problem. She decided to create a solution. So today's guest is Ciara May. Now, Ciara started a company, Rebundle. And when I read her bio and everything, I was really interested about having her on and about her company and all of that, because I actually suffer from the issue that her product solves. So she created braiding hair with banana fibers. Her company is Rebundle, and the braiding hair is supposed to be help you not break out. So the banana fibers are better for you because the type of hair that we currently use is plastic, toxic plastic, right? And a lot of people become irritated to these toxins that they're putting in the braiding hair that we use. And I know I was suffering from rashes on the back of my neck that was associated with me getting braids and everything and using that particular hair. So she created a solution because she was breaking out as well, and she got tired of that, and she knew many people that was having scalp irritations and all of these different rashes and things such as myself was having due to the braiding hair. And Rebundle is created with fibers that are safe for you, that won't, break you out and everything. And so I love the fact that she created a solution to a problem for us, by us, right? For African American woman, by an African American woman. And I really enjoy, connecting with her and learning more about her brand and all the awesome things she's doing with Rebundo. And so I just encourage you to check it out. But before I go on and on about Ciara and all those things, let me give you a little bit of Ciara's bio. After suffering from one too many itchy scalps while wearing her protective styles, founder Ciara Imani May set out on a mission to find a solution. Along the way, she educated herself on what sustainability is and turned over every stone to find the technology that will give your scalp and earth the love it deserves. Rebundle uses revolutionary technology to dramatically reduce the health and environmental disparities in the hair extensions industry. Using repurposed biopolymers and natural extracted banana fiber, each strand of hair is plant based and sustainably made for more comfortable and less waste. So I am super, super excited to share today's episode with you. You're going to really enjoy learning more about Ciara and Rebundle. And here it goes. Hey, hey, welcome to the podcast. It is your host, Brandy Taylor, and we have an awesome guest today, Ciara May. Welcome, Ciara.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. So, Ciara, before we learn about your business and all the awesome things you're doing, tell us something about yourself that most people would not know.
Oh, that's hard. Okay. Let me think. This is unconfirmed, but I believe it to be true. I am left-handed, left-footed, and I think that my left foot is slightly bigger because shoes are a little more comfortable on my left foot than my right foot. I don't know if it has any correlation with the fact that I use my left hand and foot more, but I have a hunch that my left foot is just a tad bit bigger.
It is. Everybody. Yeah, it is.
Oh, everyone. Okay, that's really a fun fact, but that's my fun fact.
No, it's cool. I really, it is. Some people may not know, but yeah, it's like that for most people. I find my right foot is a little bit bigger, so sometimes like shoes, I would have to go a half a size bigger because it would be a little bit snug on the right. So yeah,
Okay.
and
I'm glad I said this out loud. I would have never known this was a common
yeah,
problem.
so I think it's a common thing. But thanks for sharing, Sierra. So Sierra, what sparked the inspiration to start your business? Like, how did you get into this industry?
Well, like you and probably a lot of other Black women, I've experienced scalp irritation from plastic synthetic hair and was looking for something different, something that wasn't going to irritate my scalp, and then also recognizing that those hair extensions were made out of plastic, and was trying to find something that would not only meet my needs from like an everyday wear perspective, but would not continue to contribute to single use plastic pollution in the same way that plastic synthetic hair was. So it all started out as really like a question of, what's plastic synthetic hair made out of, where does it come from, why does it irritate my scalp, and what could be done differently. And so I just sort of stuck with it because I knew that it was a really important problem, not only for me but all the other Black women and people who wear braids that were having really similar experiences as me.
Interesting. So how did you go about creating this business? Did you research and see was it a need that wasn't being fulfilled at the time? Like, what was the process of finding out how to become the solution?
Well, yeah, I definitely started out doing a ton of research, spent a lot of time on just looking into as much information on the hair extension industry as possible, spending time on YouTube, talking to other people who were in the hair extensions industry when I could, and trying to understand the full landscape. I believe it's estimated that the global wigs and extensions market is valued at about 14 billion, and so there was no shortage of opportunity, and that was really clear. But what I didn't find was lots of innovation around how hair extensions were being made, or where they're being made, what they're being made out of, and I was really curious about where the money was going along the value chain, and how decisions were being made about not just the materials being used, but how they're being distributed, and what touch points we as consumers have along that value chain, and how this problem with scalp irritation had persisted for so long. I was really curious about how it had come to be the way it was after several decades.
Hmm. And when did you start Rebundle?
I started working on this in 2019, and then we did a soft launch in early 2021. So I guess 4 years now.
Oh, okay. So for the people that do not know, tell us exactly what Rebundle is.
So Rebundle is the first US made plant based hair extensions brand. We make primarily braiding hair out of banana fiber that is itch free, toxic free, and then biodegradable after use. Today, it's available in 7 colors, but probably by the time this goes live, it'll be available in 8 colors. And we have 3 different lengths available as well, depending on how you like to wear your braids. And you can find us on our socials, website, pretty much everywhere at rebundle.co.
Awesome, awesome. I was really interested in having you on because I get braids all the time, and I started getting rashes on the back of my neck. And
Mm.
actually at first I did not associate it with braids at all. I didn't know
Most
what
of
it
us don't,
was.
right?
But I don't know, it was like I noticed it the second time because I had got them back to back or something. I got them. I think I let my hair out for like a couple weeks, and then my skin cleared up, and then I got them back, and I noticed that rash was right back on the back of my neck. So I was like, oh, it's something with the hair, and that's
Mhm.
when I started to realize. So I had to have my hairstylist wash the hair now prior to me coming. And honestly, a lot of hairstylists don't like to do that, and it could be a hassle and things like that. And or just it's a lot of hair, it's a lot of hassle, and you got to prep for the appointment, a lot of different things. But she did it, but she has to wash it before I can get it. And I know a lot of women struggle with this, like scalp irritations and rashes and different things when it comes to using synthetic hair and in some extensions. During your research, did you find out why this is? Are they using something that's irritant to the skin, or what is going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, that was my goal, is to get a definitive answer. Plastic synthetic hair irritates our scalp because it has X in it. And what I actually ended up finding out is plastic synthetic hair, in most cases, is made out of polyvinyl chloride, which is one of the top five plastics used in the world. But it's like the number one, um, not, I don't say number one. It is one of among the top rated um, toxic plastics in the industry as well. And so when you think about that correlation of it being widely used in many applications, but specifically in this application where it's touching our scalp, our face, our neck, in your case where it's breaking you out, our chest, our backs, etc., our bodies, our skin is absorbing those chemicals that are known toxins, known carcinogen endocrine disruptors, and is emitting a response that something's not right. You're having an contact dermatitis experience of your body reacting to those toxins that are in those fibers. So it's not is it has some to do with what the makeup of the hair is, like all the other things that we found in there. Could be emulsifiers, could be phthalates, could be the animal meat fat, could be a number of things. But at the core, these products are made out of a really toxic plastic that really doesn't belong on our scalps anyway.
That's good to know. I wasn't ever sure what was causing it, but I did notice a difference when she would just wash the hair. She said she would utilize like I think she said vinegar or something. She said
Which
in
is
washed
common,
it.
and it doesn't work for everyone. It works for some
Oh,
people, but I think, to your point, a lot of braiders don't want to do that because it is an extra step. Um, they have to take more prep time. They have to advertise it. They have to say yes or no whether or not they're going to do it, or maybe you, as the person that's getting their hair braided, will be responsible for doing it, but you have to take the extra step. And it doesn't work for everyone, so it's not. It's more like a band aid solution rather than
mhm.
a like a painkiller, which is to eliminate the problem altogether, which is why I, I figured out early on that there was no sense in me trying to iterate around making plastic synthetic hair better, but instead to source a more natural fiber that did not have these same risks associated with them, such as the carcinogens and endocrine disruptors.
Did you have any trouble creating a product? Like, was it difficult
Yeah,
to create a product like this?
absolutely. It's unlike a lot of the other beauty brands that I really admire. What we were building didn't have any proof of concept, didn't have any examples that we could really follow. There were no contract manufacturers that I just give them some specs and they spit out a product for me. That didn't exist. And so I'm also non technical, I'll add that. So I had to work with people with the appropriate backgrounds to help bring my vision for this product to life, and worked through several iterations to get it to the point that it could be on the market. I would say it's probably one of the most rewarding experiences of what we've been able to do here at Rebundle, and equally the hardest part of what we've had to do too.
What kind of feedback have you received from people who have purchased your hair?
Like most things, feedback is all over the place, which I actually take as a sign of um, market validity, that some people really like it and some people want it to perform differently. They want it to do different things, they want to use it in different applications. So we take all that feedback and either apply it directly to our product development roadmap or keep it in our back pockets for later projects down the road. But something that's really consistent across all of our feedback is no scalp irritation, no rashes, no hair loss, no thinning, anything like that, really getting at the root of the issue that we were addressing. Other things that people really like is that the hair is super lightweight. So it feels really natural, like your own hair in your hair. It blends really well with your hair in terms of color. And what are some of the other good things? I think people like the idea and like the opportunity to use something that's not plastic, especially if they're like consider themselves to be a conscious consumer. So the fact that they can, you know, go about their everyday lives really focused on um, being more sustainable, they can do that by wearing Braid Better because it's biodegradable. So those are some of the really key things that help us to know that we're headed in the right direction. Other things that we're still working through is like getting the texture just right. I mean, our hair, Black women's hair, is not a monolith. There are a variety of ways that our hair feels. And I think what the synthetic hair industry, or even the hair industry in general, has had years of experience doing is developing different products, different textures, different brands that have different offerings that some people prefer over others. So with ours, and it's just one texture, it's just something that we're going to have to keep working towards to expand our offerings. And then what else? And that's the main thing. I think texture is always something that we're constantly educating around and getting right.
Awesome. Now, some braiders provide the hair and some do not. Do you offer like any type of program for stylists to purchase in bulk or anything like that at all?
We do, and we have a Braiders directory on our site that is available to anyone that has either already used the product or wants to offer the service to clients near them. And the goal is to help decrease that learning curve around using a different type of hair extension and finding success with the product. And we offer bulk order discounts to the braiders on our directory.
Awesome. Now, how would someone go about joining the directory that you have?
They can sign up directly on our site. There's on the Find a Braider page, there's a form to fill out. It shouldn't take any more than a couple minutes. That's the quickest way. And then I spend quite a bit of time doing outreach with braiders too.
Okay, great. I think that is awesome. And I'm so proud of you, Ciara, for creating a solution for us, like a solution for us for real, because I definitely plan on using the hair when I get my braids next. It's the summer and I'm definitely going to be
It's
getting
not right.
braids. Right, definitely. So that's coming. And I know braids isn't just a summer style. People wear them all year round, but a lot of times people are going on vacations and things like that, and
Mhm.
braids are just so much easier. So to have a product that will help people like me, and I was reading something on your site, I think it was like 3 out of 10 women suffer from it or something. And I wasn't even aware of that. So this is a big issue.
Yeah.
And I think it's phenomenal that you're, helping to create a solution for it. Now, will you eventually have Rebundle in stores or something like that? Is that in the works?
Something that we're actively working towards. We know that we're competing with not just um, a spot online and people being able to find us easily, but we traditionally buy our hair extensions in beauty supply stores and Amazon, etc. And so we're looking and considering which partner makes the most sense for us to retail and to reach as many of us as possible.
Great, great. So, how have you gone about funding this brand? Is it all self-funded or?
No, if we were all self-funded, I would probably have made very little progress. And we did bootstrap through the initial soft launch. I raised some grant and non-dilutive capital, and then I started taking on venture capital in early 2021. And so that in itself is a journey. But when you think about the market opportunity and how many of us, Black women and people who wear braids, need this solution, capital just helps us to move faster and to get more value out of the products and services that we need to deliver. And so to date, we've raised about 2.1 million in dilutive capital.
That's awesome. So, how have you gone about marketing it, getting the word out there, and getting the hair in more people's hands?
Podcasts like these and really strong word of mouth. Our socials are strong, helping people to understand and be educated on the product definitely goes a long way. But I would say our strongest metric is word of mouth and keeping our brand top of mind and keeping this solution top of mind for people like you and I who experience scalp irritation from plastic hair.
Now, what has been the hardest part of your entrepreneurial journey thus far?
Product development. Period. Product development. Always, always, maybe not always, but likely will always be an area that we will always be iterating on and investing in just because it's core.
Now, do you have any like plans to expand? I know it's pretty new and you're adding things on, you're adding new colors. Are you planning on offering different types of extensions and things like that?
Definitely, there's room for us to go in a lot of different directions, but today we're really focused on delivering a 5-star experience with Braid Better, used in most cases for braids. But there's room for us to expand into other types of products, other types of hair extensions, additional colors, etc.
Yeah. Awesome. And is it only braiding hair that causes scalp irritation, or is it like other types of extensions as well?
Braiding hair, or do you mean like plastic hair?
Yeah, plastic hair rather, like synthetic. Is it only that hair or
Um, I don't want to say yes, but it is usually when someone is having a negative reaction to hair extensions is probably plastic hair. I think people's biggest gripe with human hair is the questions around the ethics and the sourcing. But I think for people who have the means to do so, they will use human hair for braids if plastic hair irritates them. So I think it depends on the person.
hmm. Now, is it the price point a big difference, or has that been an issue at all, or anything like that?
Definitely has been something that we have to be mindful of. Plastic hair can be as cheap as $1 and as expensive as, I don't know, I think like $12. In some brands, about $12 a pack. And that's a steep difference between what we offer, which is between 45 and 50, depending on the length. But if you think about our position in the market, human hair on average, good human hair, is going to run you a couple $100s. And if you're wearing them for braids, it could be a totally different price point because you need them to be long, and most human hair is priced by length. So at our price point, we really sit in the middle in terms of price and value proposition, because what we're actually doing is thinking about the category as a whole, not the industry, and competing with plastic only or human hair only. We're looking at both sides and how we define what clean and sustainable hair extensions looks like as a category in this market.
Now, what's the overall goal of your company?
To dramatically reduce the disparities with health and environmental impact from hair extensions, that extends to the risks associated with wearing plastic hair and exposure to those toxins, as well as the waste that is largely unaccounted for with single use disposal of plastic hair, and in some cases, human hair too. Most people, I think, throw human hair away when they're done, but it's usually compostable. So, something to educate around too.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I just throw it away. I'll be
Depending on
honest.
how it's treated, yeah, that's why I'm like, I think it depends. If it's heavily chemically treated, then maybe it's not as compostable. But I think, generally speaking, I mean, it came from somebody's head, so yeah, compostable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that is awesome. I think it is definitely a need for this, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to discuss this with you, because it's so many people. It may still be people out there who are getting scalp irritations and not even knowing that it's their braids.
Mhm.
Like they think it's something. Maybe they're associating it with something else, or maybe they're ignoring it. They wanted to, have the braids. So I don't know what it is, but just to have a solution, I think is phenomenal. And so the is it human hair with Rebundle? Is that what it is?
What was that?
Is it human hair that you use?
Banana fiber.
Oh, banana fiber. Okay, okay. Because I know we were talking about human hair and all that stuff. So yeah, so it's banana fiber.
Mhm.
That's unique. And how did you go about finding out that banana fiber was the thing? you know,
Yeah,
was
it's a
that
lot
like,
of research, spending a lot of time online and thinking through and identifying what other natural fibers were being used to substitute or as an alternative to other materials that are single use waste, like um, garments and um, what's it called, like foodware, like Tupperware, like things like that. I was looking
Mhm.
into what else is being introduced as alternatives and some of those applications, and looking for similar innovation with fibers and how fibers could be used in this application.
Great. Now, how would someone go about purchasing the hair and learning more about your company?
Yeah, I would recommend following us on Instagram and TikTok, and then checking out our website, rebundle.co. There is a 20% welcome offer for first time purchasers. So, subscribing to our newsletter will give you that code. And yeah, just keep up with us on all of our social media platforms.
Awesome. Awesome. Is there anything else you want to share with us on today?
Um, Depending on when this goes live, we'll have a new launch coming soon. So be sure to follow us on socials to see what it is.
Awesome. And I have the website scrolling. It is rebundle.com and
.co.
everything. .co. Yeah. .co it sure is because I messed up at first. So rebundle.co. So yeah, Ciara, so tell us like what inspires you just to keep going, because I know it's hard, like it hasn't been easy to build this brand. So what inspires you to keep going as an entrepreneur?
Definitely addressing the need and thinking about how many people who wear braids are being exposed to these toxins and experiencing scalp irritation. I know that there's a lot more work that could be done. And I'm really focused on addressing this issue at large. And so I don't really have to wake up and think about like what I'm going to do that day, because there's a long list of things that need to be done, but all related to our end goal, which is to have an impact on the way this industry functions, the way the hair extension industry functions, but also providing a safe and sustainable alternative to Black women and people who wear braids.
Definitely. Well, it was absolutely great having you on a podcast today, Sierra. I really enjoyed learning about Rebundle, and I thought it was important to share something like this that's for us, by us, to help create a solution. Because sometimes a lot of products that are promoted to us are toxic for us, oftentimes. And whenever I see a Black business owner, creating something that's for us and by us, I want to get behind it. So definitely, Business Beauty Network want to support you in any way that we can. And definitely anyone who has that type of issue, I encourage you to check out Rebundle and Ciara and everything. And it was absolutely great having you on the show.
Thank
And
you.
one more time, give everybody your information on how they can find Rebundle.
You can find us at rebundle.co online, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, pretty much rebundle.co everywhere.
Awesome, awesome. Ciara May, rebundle.co. Everybody check it out. As always, stay great, and we're out. Bye.